We will draw a card, so maybe something will change. We need the lifelink. Alright, getting back to 7. So let's go with a gift. Our opponent will get the value, but we are getting our stuff back and it can block right now. Alright, is that sorcery? Okay, this is perfect. This is extremely good draw. We got... okay, man, just drawing cards. Hello everyone, it's Sloth here, and today we will force our opponents to draw cards, so we can discard more. With Loran of the third path, man, this is as evil as it gets. You force your opponent to draw a card, and you also get a new one, and then you can cast your Negotiation, Bandit talent. You can activate Liliana, Hostile Investigator, or just, attack with Aclazotz. So the value of this combination is absolutely insane. And the second thing, there are so many artifacts and enchantments, for example this Boros token Forge deck, that Loran hits insanely. And I'll tell you, man, watch until the end, because the last game will be exactly the showcase of this interaction, and I think you will have a good laugh. I think you will have a great laugh. So yeah, you will also see different version of the deck used in between. I tried to use Shortcuts instead of Investigators, and Loran was not in the first version, and it didn't perform very nicely. After adding Loran, the deck finally clicks together. So yeah, I think you will enjoy it. Let's go into the games. If you want to use cool decks like this before everyone else, consider joining Patreon to get early access to the deck list, and yeah, I think you will enjoy this one, so have fun. Going first, we have a pretty nice hand and a lot of value here. So let's start with the Courtyard into Negotiations. They will be Ruthless, and yeah, with Hostile, man, if not invest, like this hand is looking horribly. With this, well, it looks great. One card that can make a difference, and we added some Investigators because we lacked value, so this one should be better. Alright, our opponent definitely living his best life of casting random creatures and hoping it wins the game. And let's get rid of it. Even though it's not a huge deal, like it's just a 1/2 and they already got the value, you want to keep them low at creatures, see? Because then things like this happen. So Fountainport, not really. I think we go with the Backstreet, because we need to get some good value. Oh boy, I think we can take this one. Alright, I'll take it, because it helps later. But I'm not sure, maybe I should just try to, find some sweepers and removal. Animpakar, extremely strong card. Right, but we can sweep in 2 turns, so that's a big deal. Alright, Caves into Investigator. And we probably want to keep it. If they have Case, this will die, so we don't get the value. But at least we get some, 2 for 1 or 3 for 1, basically. Is 3 for 1 good enough to beat aggro's value? Hard to say. Man, every single time they want it, they always have it. It's crazy. Somehow they literally always have this case. Alright, so it's unfortunate. I really wanted to give them the card so I can force them to discard a card. But, it's fine. It's fine. I think we have to sweep already, right? I could go Loran. Try to block this, but this will kill me probably. Well, maybe... You know what? I will try. I will actually try. Because I can kill a Case. That means the tokens don't do as much. And then we can even force them to draw a card on the next turn. We get rid... So if that's a Recruiter, they don't have it. If I didn't have this discard, I'm not sure if I would go for this play. Alright, that's smart. That actually is really smart. So if they have Recruiter, they might still save it. Alright, we need to survive, then we Starfall Invocation and we go from there. That's it. Is that Recruiter? I'm not sure if of course it's Recruiter. But fortunately for us, they are absolutely ultra greedy. And this is what? 6, 10, 11 damage, right? Man, this is insane. So I actually think we cannot go for it. Like, we need to chump block. This is kinda crazy, man. And we need to still get some good draws, because we know that there's a Recruiter. Alright, we sweep the board. The condition to be allowed to play further. And, yep, there's the Recruiter, right? This is their last play. If we can remove this in some... Or we just draw Beza or, something. Or Aclazotz. That should be winning the game. I tell you, man, one good draw beats everything. Alright. Even if they get the case, they cannot go around stuff, right? They don't have cards. I cannot force them to discard, unfortunately. This is interesting. So I have to sweep the board, probably after attacking, right? How do you really work? Because I think when this dies, it transforms into a land. No, because it kills, and before this resolves, then the rest of the text is done. So the rest of the text brings Aclazotz back, so I think we'll get it. We will draw a card, so maybe something will change. We need the lifelink. Well, the card is absolutely not amazing. Alright, getting back to 7. And I mean, we don't have decisions here. So let's go with a gift. Our opponent will get the value, but we are getting our stuff back, and it can block right now because it's untapped. And this should win the game. All right, I like this play. I think we are doing it right. All right, let's sit. Let's sit. Novice Inspector is a nice draw. Basically a 2-for-1. Like, it's 0 card. Alright, and they will have flying with the Singer, but it doesn't matter because of Aclazotz, which is super cool. So, I could attack them and draw another card, or just play Virtue. No, I think we need to keep drawing cards. I think this is how we win. Virtue gives us a huge pumping value, but on the next turn, and we need it now. Yep. Up to 11, which is amazing. I unfortunately played the land, and we will use the Fountainport probably. We could draw cards, but why spend 5 mana to draw a card if you can spend 2 mana and draw a card? You need to be efficient. Yep. They actually play the deck pretty smart. They know they cannot hold any cards in their hand, so they just, you know, draw a dance step and play everything main phase. Is that some Convoke? Or they're just counting the mana? Alright. Aclazotz is definitely something they don't enjoy here. Like, it brought us basically back from the dead. No blockers, that's it. I mean, they don't have pump spells, right? I could make a fish, but I cannot block it anyway, right? So 1 damage is definitely not where they want to be. They want to go close to Lethal. Do I want more mana? Nope. I actually want the card. So we waste 3 mana, but that's fine. It's... oh. We don't need to use it, but with this we probably win. Okay, so I said nice things about them. So is that an instant or what? Why wouldn't they play it? Maybe a land? Alright, it is an instant. Sure. Good. So this is the correct play. So, what do we go for? I think just go for the throat. They can deal some damage. Or we can actually just start drawing cards. But then we cannot remove anything. They will have a decent lethal. So I think the play is fish into... oh, we don't have enough. Alright, so let's level up. I think we just block with Aclazotz. Generally defending with lifelinkers is more defensive than attacking, because you block 1 creature and you get the lifelink on top of it. So as long as they don't remove this, this is way better to just defend. If you attack, you lose the blocks, basically. Yep. And they need to go, yep, and they are going with the recruiter. This is extremely good play by them. This is exactly how you play Boros. After you get swept, you just... what? I would expect they go with recruiter. But I guess they are just stacking value. Alright. I guess it works. Can I play this and keep removal? Not yet. So I can start attacking. Yeah, I think we have to go with the fortress right now. And we hold it, go for the throat. That should be enough life. Right, so we attack, we go back to 15, and they can deal what? 8, 10, plus 3, 13. And we can block at least 1. Alright. And we can go for the throat something, so this should be good enough. We can draw something, but we probably won't, so I don't count on it. Yep. I guess they could block with everything, but it's probably not worth it. Yep. Good call. We'd only care about the live game here. And of course we could level up the, you know, the talent, but it's not super worth it. Like, we have enough cards, we just need to make sure that we go for the lethal faster than they do. I have to say, they went for the maximum burst this deck can do. So, pretty good one, pretty good one. Let's see the pump. And they know that this is literally everything they can do. And if that's not enough, so be it. Alright, that was really close, man. 10 damage out of nowhere. But still, not good enough. Yep. And they also die the upkeep with the talent, so even if they draw the case, they still die. Alright, we're going first with Bandit's talent, so this one is interesting. We also have the lockdown, but we need to, you know, be careful. We probably want to play lockdown first, even though the curve is different. Land, sure. Okay, this is actually good, because it puts us for 3-drop directly. So we want to see an aggro deck. Words I never thought I will say, because with lockdown we could get huge advantage and go from there. Yep, and of course we will get one. But that's fine, that's fine. I'm so happy we got the third land. We probably need one more for our 4-drops. Those are super strong. And I mean, we see from there. We could also go Liliana, but they will play more, right? Alright, they're really, really good at magic. Is that Knight of Chaos as well? Of course, why wouldn't you have everything, right? Man, this is crazy. Man, it's Tibalt's trickery. So we have to play this and it won't do anything, because now our opponent will always be... Man, he played 2 creatures on 2 mana. Sorry, 5 creatures on 2 mana. That's really cool. That's really cool. Alright. Because our opponent is not really playing perfectly, I think we can get the edge that we shouldn't have. Because now we can get rid of this card. They definitely have creatures, like we know of it, and because they went with this one, we actually got them with 1 creature that we should never get. And now we can open other plays. If they want to haste the Recruiter, they need to kinda waste a lot of damage. Otherwise we can start attacking their hand maybe. And this is pretty good with Beza. Alright. Honestly, I think this is Aclazotz. I really like my cards. I really like my cards. But I think we need to discard something. Is that Shelly or Bandit's talent? I think we go with Bandit's talent. I think this value is enough to win the game. We don't need more. Another Gleeful Demolition. So if they played it so greedily, I would assume that maybe they want, yeah, they might have an artifacts in some way, and they play this. But they would play it on the last turn, right? So maybe they're trying to draw into it. Let's go Aclazotz because it has flying, so it's very, very annoying. And they have to kill Liliana, right? She is super annoying for them. Then we try to go Beza, and sure, that is a finisher. Man, the greed is real. So they can actually trade against our stuff, but they need to double attack. Man, this is insane. This is actually insane. So I can kill Evangelist. Do I want to trade, or I just start discarding cards? I think with Beza we are okay with this. I think we're okay. Liliana did her job. She traded basically kinda 2 for 1. And now Beza gives huge... Oh, right, we don't get the tokens. But that won't change, right? Can I mess his mana a little bit? Blue. I mean, we could. We could maybe. Is Sharded better or Beza here? We get the card with Beza, which is really nice. But it's also better. Yeah, it's better on the next turn. So I think the play... Fountainport. Human. So it kinda gives all the mana, right? But I will make sure to mess him up a little bit. Let's go for this one. Then we cast Shelly, and then when we draw with Beza, it's way better. And I think we get the black mana, because Sharded is on this turn. It doesn't really matter, but you know, let's take it. Alright, so he has the decision here. We need to be, you know, careful, because with double call, the damage he will dish out is absolutely insane. And we got it. Man, that was a good play. Now they cannot play their... Man, look at the grit in this deck. They don't play a single basic in the whole deck. Alright. 3 rabbits, sure. And let's go with Shelly. On 2 lands, they won't be able to play all the cards. That means we probably can cast Beza with full value. And they probably also want to make a lot of creatures, right? If they play another creature, we get the tokens. If not, we just get life gain and card. Yep, as expected. And they will pump those 3 and scry. Man, the aggro cards are so incredibly efficient, it's crazy. Alright, and with Beza we should get enough value. And we also discard the Recruiter, which they definitely don't want to lose. 3 damage is fine, like we're life gaining a lot here. And let's go for it. We first do it, so we can draw the card. We live gain, we get the full effect, man. Like, they are getting smork right now, and we can draw cards with the Fountainport. And let's go. Lethal, go. Our opponent likes to be aggressive. Let's make sure that we, teach him that sometimes defending is the way to go. Yep. Man, I cannot believe they don't play a single basic in the whole deck. That's crazy. And they're dead, right? Explosion time. Here's your land. Here's your land. I think that after this game, they might actually add basic to their deck. I didn't expect I would get them so easy, man. Down to 2. Now they need to kill Charlotte or just deal 22 damage through 3 blockers. And yeah, we would still draw cards with this. Draw, but we have lockdown, so we should be fine, right? Alright, Golgari. Golgari is interesting. I think we go with this one. I think I know already what I want to draw. And it's something, Against their deck, this could be okay. This is not the perfect card because we already have so many sweepers, but I think we can try it. So, if our opponent has geeks, and I bet he does, that will be a huge problem. We didn't hit a spot removal, so we're already at huge disadvantage. I mean, it's probably lockdown. Well, this is awkward, right? I guess invocation. It's hard. Like, whatever they do, it's not amazing. Let's go with the fortress. And I mean, we need to endure a lot of pain because we are on the draw, so we cannot lock down this. Like, on the draw, you need to get hit by geeks and they draw extra cards. So by being on the play, they get extra cards. They aren't very good at magic, they didn't hit their curve. And that opens a lot of possibilities. Yep, drawing cards, because if they play, they know we will lock down. Demolition Field is nice, but I don't think we need it. Honestly, there's not much in the board right now. I will just go with Demolition Field and we'll use this turn to get rid of the cottage, probably. Our opponent tries... Whenever you see Bat and they know your hand, you know that whatever play they are making, they are trying to bait the usual response. So sometimes it's worth to, play a little bit awkward. Because they, if they want you to lock down, that means they have something more that gets locked down. Or, maybe they have more bats. This one didn't hit super hard, we don't have our good cards in the hand right now, but this invocation needs to do a lot of work. And of course we demolition at the end step, so they don't get the additional mana, so they cannot play Aclazotz or something. I guess Aclazotz will be a huge problem for us. You know what? Sure. Man, they're baiting lockdown so hard. Like, they really want it. So I could Demolition Field this, but if they have Aclazotz, I need Demolition Field to get rid of it. So I will wait. I might really regret this play. Alright, I don't have anything better, so let's go for it. If they tap for Cottage, this is 4 damage, but they basically lose the full turn. And we are stabilizing slowly but surely. I need Aclazotz to do some serious work in this game. They might have some ways to exile it, but hopefully they don't. So maybe they play 2-drop and hold 2 mana for go for the throw. That seems like the obvious choice, especially that they have this, right? Liliana is super scary and I don't love to see this.
Happy to help.
I think 1 land can go. We can attack Liliana, but it's only 1 damage. Fortress is actually really bad at killing planeswalkers. Yep. So if we play Aclazotz, Demolition. They have exactly the same plan. So know what? I think we need to be sneaky about this one. They know about Aclazotz, and I think this is their plan. And we have go for the throat against the cottage if we want. I think we just lock down here, right? That denies them a lot of card advantage. Man, this game is so hard here. Our draw is not amazing. I might really... It feels that it might be completely punished by our opponent by just killing one of the lockdowns or something, but I need to go with this line. I can discard one card. Then I play Aclazotz, and hopefully we go from there. The talent. Alright. Very, very scary. Very scary. So I probably wouldn't want one invocation. This will be so hard. I need to kill this, but then I don't get any value. Oh boy, this draw is not good. I guess I make a fish. This is such underwhelming play. So if they level up, they can give ward to Liliana, that's okay. And they can go to level 3. I have to kill Glisa, like there's no question about it. Like, she's way too powerful to be left alive. And I guess we Fountainport into fish. Oh boy, what a play. I really need him to whiff for a moment because this is getting scary. Like, we are not getting our good draws here. And they would do a great job at pressuring us. So normally we would play Aclazotz if not this Demolition Field. Alright, I have to risk it. So, we decide that we fight for board. We fight for board with Aclazotz. Cottage. Not a very strong card, so they didn't lose too much. Yes, yes, we will. Yes, we will, my friend. Level 2. Alright, so this one is warded because it has loyalty counters. And we probably will have to fortress this. But they paid the mana, so now they cannot defend with Cottage. Alright. Do they have more Liliana and they will start ultimating us on the next turn? I think that's the play. Alright, we can go for this. And I don't think I'm winning this, but I will do my best to try. I will do my best to try. Yeah, this has to be Aclazotz, right? So if they well, if we lose Beza, that's not amazing, but it kinda has to be like this. I can deal only 2 damage, but that's not enough. So this will be 5. Then they plus it to 7. Alright, I have to go with this. This is the play for the turn. Man, Liliana is so scary with this. They might just have Rask and win on the spot, but there's nothing we can do about this draw. So we need to assume that they don't. Otherwise, you know, no decisions will matter anyway. Extremely unfortunate. So we will have to activate the fortress, which will put us super behind. So now they make 2 loyalty a turn. And this will be super hard. We cannot allow them to ultimate Liliana, but we don't have a way to prevent it. And, I mean, at least we traded the last card, but probably mine is a little bit better. And that's the problem, Oh! Well, with this we probably lost. Oh my god, he's really insanely good at magic. Yep, after ultimate we won't be able to survive. Well, that was really unfortunate game, man. Alright, opponent goes first. Let's sit. I mean, we have a lot of removal. We trade 1 for 1 basically on every card, but we need to make it work. Our opponent is good at magic, he's on the play with his mono red pet card. Let's go with the Courtyard, because why not? And let's start attacking their hand. This should pretty much hurt them, right? Because they need lands, they need enchantments, and they need creatures. So, by what they exile, you know quality of their hand, basically. Alright, good for them. Do we remove it now? Because whenever it's target, right? So they can hit a land with this. The draw is absolutely horrible. So we drew 6 lands on 9 cards. You know how good it is. I still think we need to go 2 for 1 because we only have this 2 removal. After this we have absolutely nothing. And I can tank some damage. If we get extra time, it's fine. They kinda have to go for this, I think. Alright. So, even though they get the trigger, I should probably check the card, right? That's fine, that's fine. They want to deal this extra damage, but they're wasting all the prowess triggers from this. They're also wasting a card, and now, whatever they draw, it's wasted, because they need to cast it on this turn, so I don't even think that their play was good. They should see the card and then decide. It could be Monstrous Rage from the top, and they wouldn't be able to cast it. So, you know, at least, with our amazing draw, we can absolutely discard a land, because we overdrew them super hard. Man, if we can win this on the draw against Mono Red with being flooded, that's a good sign. I think they have nothing. Alright, I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'm probably wrong. But other than this, yeah, it doesn't feel they have like they have instants. So let's see if they have follow-up creature. If they don't, they lose the game. Alright. Is that sorcery? Okay, this is perfect. This is extremely good draw. We got... Okay, man, just drawing cards in the right order. And here we go. Yeah, it was a sorcery speed, indeed. And with this, they cannot attack us, they cannot go through. Yeah, you know what happens. Challenger. Yeah, you should definitely play it, so, you know, I can kill it then. Was that the right call? I hope it was. I hope it was. Can I attack him? I will try. I will try, because I think we need to be somewhat aggressive. And with Fortress we can get, you know, a little bit more damage. And I mean, let's draw it. We kinda showed that we don't have removal, but I think it's worth the risk. This is okay. It kinda removes the hero, so yeah. Okay, that was a good call. Oh boy, with Liliana it's even better. Because we need to get them to 0 life somehow, you know? In the end, we still need to, you know, kill them. 1 damage to my face, that's my favorite. And 3 turns to go. It will be faster with the Fortress. So now they lost the game. Now they need to draw a creature and a buff spell, and even then they probably won't win. They need like specifically mouse into a Monstrous Rage or something, and we probably can defend against it. We're going second. You never like to see it, but hopefully, man, this Cruel Crow is so ruthless. So we need to trade against all of their cards as soon as possible, right? Let's start with the Courtyard. And let's go. Let's go. The flashback will be a huge deal later. Right now we limit their options. With Loran, so okay, so this is Boros, right? That means Loran will probably get some insanely good targets. That's my hope at least. And next turn it's probably Demolition Field. Alright, let's keep discarding. We need to get into this 5 mana as soon as possible so we can start getting card advantage. You want to stop them while you can, and we probably keep Loran for the enchantment, right? The talent. Sunfall, sure. And that is the turn for it, if I'm not mistaken. Forge, alright, the second. This is literally, I'll tell you man, this is literally why I added Loran to this deck. After losing to this kind of deck. Alright, let's go. Let's go. You like forges, huh? Here we go. Here's your forge. And now we can force them to draw, so even if they keep their hand empty, they probably won't. This deck really wants some cardo. But even if they... Yeah. Man, I told you, this edition was prime example of good, you know, tech against the deck. And I think we deserved our diamond too with this one. This time, really short outro, alright? We've seen most of the cards, we have some new additions with Bandit, Talent and Negotiation, and I have to say that I didn't appreciate Negotiation enough at start. The card is kinda insane. But before we go there, a huge thank you to all the Patreon supporters. Thank you guys for making decks like this possible, and you know, just tormenting some aggro decks on the ladder. I think this is basically a holy cause, right? So... you are doing the right thing. Thank you guys for this. So, what about the deck? With Ruthless Negotiation, you have this early game pressure of just forcing your opponent, especially when you are on the draw. So, normally on the draw, you never like to be there, right? But with the discard deck, you know that trading 1 for 1 is extremely good for you. Especially with like red decks, they need lands, they need creatures, and they need buff spells. They need all of those things at once. So, if you can double or triple cast some discard, suddenly they deal what, 7 damage, 9 damage, and it's like, yeah, That's it. And you don't mind it because you have like things like Beza and Aclazotz and Virtue, so you can actually life gain quite a lot. And with Bandit talent, whenever you level to 3, you just keep drawing cards while also pressuring your opponent on the life total. Level 2 is actually surprisingly good. It's super cheap, so very often you kinda do it for free at some point in the game, and it pressures your opponent, so suddenly when you go for this, Investigator Beza lethal, they're at already like 14 or 12, so suddenly they need to respect your damage. Loran seems to be a very good addition. I had this idea since months, and I wanted to make a discard that forces opponent to draw cards, and then we discard them. And I'll be honest, there was never better time to go for this card deck than now. So I'm super happy. I think she's great, and yeah, usually you can kill something relevant while also giving you a blocker. So worst case, you just use her as 2 for 1, and you try to trade against anything. So you can Starfall Invocation and or just Lockdown. Lockdown doesn't hit it, so that's also a big deal. And sometimes you have a bad draw. So if you can draw into a sweeper like Invocation or Lockdown, it's worth your opponent getting one single card, right? The same idea with Invocation and gift a card, right? If you want, you can even get her back after the sweeper. It's usually not super worth it unless there's an artifact. So even hitting a crew can make a difference, so they have one less card. The mana base is super solid. You can experiment with it. I didn't go any Mirex, I just went with Fountainport, but it's up to you. And honestly, I enjoyed the deck. I think it's one of the most enjoyable discard decks, and Orzhov definitely is in the right spot. And with Ruthless Negotiation, after you both trade all your cards, suddenly Flashback just does so much, especially if you have Loran, and super important, her ability costs 0 mana, so you can spend all 5 mana on this because this one is free. So I hope you had a great fun. We kinda did it with the short outro, so yeah, finally I'm getting a little bit better at this, and yeah, we covered everything. So thank you guys for watching. You are absolutely awesome, and thank you for being here, and see you guys tomorrow. With